There are approximately 225 to 287 indigenous languages natively spoken in Europe.
Wow. Hi guys.
Welcome back again to the channel. Today we are going to be checking out every European language family in 8 minutes. The only language I know in Europe is Germany, Dutch,
Hold on. What's number 2? Is that not
Romance.
romance?
Is
Is
it
there a
a language
language
called
called romance?
Romance?
My love.
That's Romance.
Yeah.
I think it's Romanian. Romania,
So
yeah.
why did I write romance?
I think that's the language
Name.
name. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, let's get right into the video, my loves.
Germanic, a major
Polish
branch of
language.
Oh, you
Indo-European,
said Germanic.
originated in northern Europe during the first millennium BCE. It divided into three groups: West Germanic, which includes English, German, and Dutch; North Germanic, which developed into the Scandinavian languages like Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, and Icelandic; and the now extinct East Germanic, best represented by Gothic.
Oh, there's
Oh.
Early
an
Germanic tribes
extinct
include
German
the Goths.
language.
So there's an extinct Germanic, the Gothic.
Do you know
But think of it,
uh,
the first sorry, it's
Three
divided
groups:
into the
West
northern
Germanic,
part.
which includes English, German, and Dutch;
The west is English, German, and Dutch. Is English a central language in Europe?
I think so.
Because I know English is like people speak English. It's one of the prominent language spoken. So I want to know if it's like a central language in.
Saying that it is actually here.
Mm.
You understand? I think it has been because this language has been way before
Time.
You understand? So I think so. But I don't know though. I'm just speculating.
Okay.
North Germanic, which developed into the Scandinavian languages like
North
Swedish,
is
Danish,
Scandinavian.
Norwegian, and Icelandic; and the now
Icelandic.
extinct East Germanic, best represented by Gothic. The early
Okay.
Germanic tribes, including the Goths, Saxons, and Franks.
How many languages are there in Europe?
Wait, the France.
Yeah,
Is it not French?
I think so. The early Gothic. How many languages are there in Europe? In
In
Europe.
Europe.
How many language?
Oh, so I think someone has your idea too. Oh,
In
it's
Europe.
off.
There are approximately 225 to 287 indigenous languages natively spoken in Europe.
Should I shock you? That's almost equivalent to the language spoken in in this
No,
country.
you know I'm shocked. A lot of
Why?
people do not know because when people over here see white people, they just assume
They speak
all
all English,
English,
yeah.
spoken languages. But to me, I was thinking there ain't that much, languages in Europe. I was thinking you just
A
German,
few.
Polish, Russia. Is Russia part of the Europe? Partly Russia is partly part of Europe,
Yeah.
and just the few I know of. So I'm really shocked to see that okay, there's different branches to these languages and there are different types. I would love to know the culture.
Of each and every one of them.
Yeah.
Wow. That would
Spread
be
their
deep.
languages through conquest and settlement, leaving a deep mark on European history. With the later rise of colonial empires, especially the British Empire, English became a global language of commerce, science, and diplomacy.
Okay.
Germanic languages carry immense cultural influence,
So
from
the
the
British
sagas
are
of
brought
Old
in
Norse to the literature of Goethe and Shakespeare.
Norse. I've
Today
heard
they
of the
dominate
Norse.
Northern Europe and extend worldwide through globalization, migration, and international exchange, remaining among the most impactful language families in history.
Wow.
Romance, a language family descended directly from Latin, the language of
Ooh,
the Roman
from
Empire,
Latin.
which spread across Europe during Roman conquests. After the empire's fall,
Latin.
Latin evolved regionally into distinct languages such as Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian. These languages
Really?
share a strong Latin vocabulary base and many grammatical similarities, though each absorbed elements from local tongues and later influences. The expansion of Spain, Portugal, and France through exploration and colonization made Romance languages global, spoken today in the Americas, Africa, and parts of Asia. French became a language of diplomacy, while Spanish and Portuguese are among the most widely spoken in the world. Italian preserved a close link to classical Latin, especially in literature and culture.
Wow.
The Romance family remains central to world communication, art, philosophy, and identity, blending classical roots with modern global presence. Slavic,
I didn't know
another
that.
major
So
branch.
don't think of Latin is a very old language.
Very old one.
It's very old because even in the Bible you see like
Yeah,
in Latin, and I didn't even know. I've been hearing Latin as a language, but I didn't even know the country it falls under. But I think today
the
is
country of origin.
of origin. Yeah.
Because all the countries mentioned here are the country that it's spread out to.
So what is the original country of Latin? Oh,
Um,
are we asking the right question? Sorry, there's been a lot of checking out.
I don't know.
Original country of Latin. Latin originally is Latium in West Central Italy.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I guess that answers that question because they
Yeah.
actually said Italians are, you know, they still maintain
The
that.
indigenous
Yeah,
stuff.
Indo-European, spread from Eastern Europe beginning in the early medieval
Slavic.
period. It divides into East Slavic, Russian, Ukrainian,
Ooh.
Belarusian, West Slavic, Polish, Czech, Slovak, and South Slavic,
Hold on.
Serbian, Bulgarian, Croatian, Slovene.
Slavic.
Slavic is still a language like shared by Polish, Russia.
Yes. In
Wow.
different region of How do
I'm,
you know all
I'm
of?
confused. Like I'm deeply confused right now.
And sorry, that is to say, Serbian, South Serbian,
Bulgarians.
in South Slavic, you say Serbian, Bulgarian, Croatian. Does that mean they speak
The same
the
language.
same
Yeah.
language, or in those like is a central language among them? How would I explain this?
Exactly my
Is
own
it
confusion.
is it land Slavic? Is it like
A central language.
yes, or they have their own indigenous language within themselves? I didn't know there are much languages in Europe like this.
Russian became especially dominant through the Russian Empire and Soviet Union, spreading influence across Eurasia. Slavic languages share deep cultural ties to Orthodox Christianity, Catholicism, and later socialist movement. Rich literary traditions, such as the works of Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, and Mickiewicz, have had global impact. The family has also preserved elements of ancient Indo-European grammar, such as cases, making it highly distinctive. Today, Slavic languages represent a massive cultural bloc in Europe, spoken by over 300 million people. They remain central to geopolitics, regional identity, and cultural continuity across Eastern Europe, the Balkans, and beyond. Celtic. The Celtic languages once stretched across much of Europe during antiquity, but today survive mainly on Europe's western fringes. These include Irish, Scottish Gaelic, Welsh, and Breton, with Cornish and Manx revived in recent decades.
Breton.
Celtic tongues
Is that not
descend from
Britain?
ancient language.
Yeah, what is Britain?
Where is Breton?
Britain, yeah.
Breton. Is that different from Britain?
I don't know.
Of the
They're
Gauls and
countries.
Britons, which were pushed back by Roman expansion, later Germanic invasions, and political suppression. Despite decline, they remain powerful symbols of cultural identity and resistance.
Wow.
Irish and Welsh enjoy official recognition and efforts to revive their use in schools and media. The Celtic languages are linked with rich oral and poetic traditions, mythology, and folklore that shaped Europe's imagination, from Arthurian legends to medieval bardic poetry. Though spoken by smaller populations today, they embody resilience, representing the survival of Europe's oldest cultural voices and a determination to preserve heritage against centuries of dominance. Baltic, the Baltic language family, a branch of Indo-European, is represented today by only two living languages, Lithuanian and Latvian. Historically, however, Baltic was once spoken across a larger area of northeastern Europe. Old Prussian, another Baltic language, disappeared in the 17th century after Germanization.
Old Prussian.
Lithuanian is
Wow, there's something
particularly
like Old
important for
Prussian.
linguists because it preserves many archaic features of Proto-Indo-European, making it one of the most conservative living languages. Latvian developed under strong German and Scandinavian influence, shaping its vocabulary and culture. Both nations experienced centuries of domination by powerful neighbors, yet their languages became central to national identity during struggles for independence in the 19th and 20th centuries. Today, Baltic languages are official in their respective states and serve as symbols of resilience, modernity, and historical continuity, linking contemporary Baltic nations to their ancient linguistic roots. Hellenic. The Hellenic family is represented almost
Hellenic.
entirely
This is the
by
first time I'm hearing
Greek,
this
a
language.
language with a documented history of over 3,000 years. Ancient Greek was the language of Homer's epics, philosophy, democracy, and science, shaping Western civilization. Classical Greek influenced Roman culture, Christianity, and European thought for centuries. Byzantine Greek preserved the language through the Eastern Roman Empire, while modern Greek evolved with significant continuity. Greek has contributed countless words to global vocabulary in fields such as medicine, politics, and philosophy. Although spoken by a relatively small population today, Greek holds immense cultural prestige and remains the official language of Greece and Cyprus. Its long unbroken tradition
So
makes it
Greek is in
unique among
Cyprus.
European languages, standing as a bridge between antiquity and the present. Greek demonstrates how language can be both a vehicle of cultural legacy and a vital modern identity. Albanian is a unique
Albanian.
Indo-European branch with no close relatives, spoken primarily in Albania, Kosovo, and parts of the Balkans. It developed in relative isolation, preserving ancient linguistic elements while also borrowing heavily from neighboring languages such as Latin, Greek, Turkish, and Slavic. Its origins remain debated, with some scholars linking it to the ancient Illyrian or Thracian peoples. Albanian has two major dialects, Geg in the north and Tosk in the south, with the latter forming the basis of the standard language. Despite centuries of foreign domination under the Ottoman and other empires, Albanian endured as a strong marker of cultural identity and nationalist pride. In the 19th and 20th centuries, the language became a rallying point for independence movements. Today, it continues to thrive, uniting Albanians across national borders while maintaining
Your flag.
This is the first time I'm actually seeing it.
Yes. Wow.
its distinct linguistic heritage. Uralic. The Uralic family is unrelated to
All of them
Indo-European
have their
and stretches from northern
symbols.
Scandinavia to Siberia. Its most notable members in Europe are Finnish, Estonian, and Hungarian. These languages are marked by complex grammar, agglutination, and vowel harmony. The smaller Sami languages are spoken across Lapland, while other
Finnish,
Uralic tongues survive in
Finnish,
Russia's interior,
this thing
including
fall under
Komi, Mari, and Uralic.
Uralic.
Well, Finnish language fell under Uralic.
Yeah, I
was
saw
thinking
Finnish.
It's going to be part of the Slavic.
Me too. What I? Is it
Uralic, oh, Finnish, Estonia, Hungarian. Is it the similarity or what?
Yeah, to go. Many.
Mena.
Mina.
It's similar.
Yeah, to leave. Ini, Ella, Elda, Elada.
Oh, wow.
Although we might not be pronouncing
Oh,
this
yeah, thank you,
correctly,
not.
so please forgive us for that.
The smaller Sami languages are spoken across Lapland, while other Uralic tongues survive in Russia's interior, including Komi, Mari, and Udmurt. Hungarians trace their linguistic roots to nomadic tribes that migrated from the Eurasian steppe, while Finns and Estonians developed strong maritime and forest cultures. Uralic languages long resisted Indo-European dominance, preserving unique identities within Europe. They also played central roles in independence movements, particularly in Finland, Estonia, and Hungary. Despite modern pressures and declining use among minority groups, Uralic languages remain culturally significant, symbolizing resilience, diversity, and ancient connections between Europe and Eurasia, offering a stark contrast to surrounding Indo-European traditions. Turkic, the Turkic family, originating in Central Asia, expanded westward through nomadic migrations and empire building. In Europe, the most prominent Turkic language is Turkish, spoken widely in Turkey and Cyprus, as well as in diaspora communities across the continent. Historically,
Wait,
Turkic-speaking
it's not in
peoples,
Europe.
especially under the Celtics and
It's
Ottomans,
Central Asia.
played a major role.
It's talking part of Europe.
Maybe a part of them is just the way Russia is part
okay,
Europe
yeah,
and part Asia. So I think that's the way.
Because they
Turkey
actually say
is.
it's Central Asia, but their languages spread across. That's a whole lot of dominance.
In shaping European history. The Ottoman Empire carried Turkish language and culture deep into southeastern
Oh,
Europe,
man.
leaving lasting legacies in the Balkans. Today, Turkish remains a major cultural and political force, linking Europe with Asia. While Turkic languages share agglutinated grammar and common roots, they also reflect regional influences. Their endurance in Europe highlights centuries of migration, conquest, and cultural exchange, making the Turkic family a living reminder of Eurasian interconnection. Basque. Basque is one of Europe's greatest
Basque.
linguistic
I've heard
districts,
of this.
an isolate
first time.
unrelated
Yeah.
to any known family. Spoken in the Western Pyrenees, across northern Spain and southwestern France, it predates the arrival of Indo-European languages and may represent a remnant of Europe's prehistoric speech. Despite centuries of Roman, Frankish, and Spanish influence, Basque survived through strong cultural identity and community resilience. Its vocabulary absorbed outside influences, but its grammar remains unique and complex. Basque became a symbol of regional pride and resistance, particularly during Francoist Spain when it was suppressed. Today, revitalization efforts have expanded its use in schools,
Yeah,
media, and
different
public
flags.
life. Though spoken by under 1 million people, its survival into the modern era is remarkable. Basque stands as proof of Europe's deep linguistic diversity, offering a living link to an ancient cultural past.
Wow.
Who would have thought of all of these things? It's actually shocking to see there are over 250 to 300
Languages spoken in
Europe.
Europe.
Because, I was thinking, although sorry to say, I know Britain is part of Europe, right?
Mm.
But it wasn't mentioned in this video. I was expecting to see UK, that's United and Kingdom, part of the
Maybe they don't speak.
They don't speak any indigenous language.
Yeah, maybe they stick with English or something.
I
I
was
don't know.
expecting to see them part of the Welsh. That is, what language is the Welsh again? Sorry, I need to just go. I was expecting to see them part of the Welsh community. That is the Celtic. I was expecting to see them in the Celtic region, but I noticed the UK is not
there.
Is not there. And to see that all of these languages, they have their own flags, like their own different, logos, flag currently actually, and to see that it's all different and they represent their own tribe. It's a bit confusing for me, right? But I still understand. But to see that, okay, even with all of these languages, right? English is still one of the central common language.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if I can say for certain that English is a central common languages among all these tribes. But you can help me in the comment section. What is that central common language among all the tribes?
I think currently it is going to be English, but I don't know about back then. But currently English is the central, commerce language, because that is kind of like, what everyone can communicate with. Not just in the European nation, but across the world.
Across the globe.
Yeah.
It's so shocking, guys. I don't know. I just felt like Europe is central English, because when we see white people, you just feel like English. We are learning every day.
Mostly refer to all white person as an Englishman.
Yeah. I think that's when the whole misconception begins.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. I'll see you on my next one. And tell me the language you speak and the tribe the region you fall under down in the comment section. Thank you, guys.